Welcome to the Relationship Workout for Men podcast. This episode is just a preview of what you'll find in the full Relationship Fitness for Men program. If you're serious about building a stronger, happier relationship, check out relationshipfitness.com to access all episodes, plus tools to assess and improve the quality of your relationship and your very own on-demand and private AI relationship coach. Visit relationshipfitness.com to learn more.
Welcome to Relationship Workout for Men, Season 25, Moving Beyond Transactional Dating. Episode 1, You Make My Ego Feel Good. We're here today with our guest, Anna Jackson. She's a psychotherapist based in the UK, specializing in everything mental health related. And in this episode, we're going to discuss how men tend to go for looks while women go for wealth. But to provide long-term compatibility, shouldn't we go beyond mere physical attraction or financial security? So welcome, Anna. And before we get started, can you introduce yourself a little bit, please?
Hi, Vince. Yes, I'm Anna Jackson. I'm a therapist based in the UK. I do have clients globally, some of which are in the US, and I work for the UK's largest mental health hospital, and I also run a private practice. I do groups and I do one-to-ones. And yesterday I was just speaking at the UK's largest wellness festival called Wellnergy, so that was great. All about human connection and how to really connect in an overly connected world, which speaks to the almost obsessive use of technology, which we all seem to be doing, and the fact that loneliness is at an all-time high and actual connection is at an all-time low. So yeah, pleasure to be here.
All right, well, thank you so much. So we're gonna discuss how men tend to go for looks while women go for wealth. In this episode, You Make My Ego Feel Good. So what do you think about this topic?
Yeah, so I think it all stems back from when men and women were in a tribe, so really, really early day human. And as we all probably know, or as many people probably know, that, you know, men would be the providers, and that meant that they were able to provide for a family, and women were to produce the family. So men would look for a woman who looked like she would produce attractive and healthy offspring. There was that very direct link between attractiveness and being healthy. So originally it stemmed from kind of, if they're healthy, the kids are obviously going to be, well, better quality babies, I guess, and last longer, live longer, and be healthier and have a better life and be stronger, and then go on to take care of the tribe and all of this really good stuff that men would have historically looked for. And obviously then on the woman's side, it was who can like give my kids the best possible upbringing. So a lot of that has maintained, or, you know, an incredible amount of that is still in our society today. And, you know, like there's been so many surveys and studies done. It really doesn't matter what country it is, what part of the world it is. Time and time again, the studies come back with the same thing. Men go for looks, women go for net worth. Obviously, that's putting it very, very bluntly. Of course, there's more to it than that. But as an initial point of attraction, that just tends to be how it is. Of course, there's going to be people out there who are like, well, I don't just go for men's wealth. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it is an important factor for the majority of women, or it's something that the majority of women at least consider. And I think women are far more likely to consider, or far more sort of driven by what a man looks like, as opposed to men being driven by what a woman looks like. Like that, you know, men are incredibly visual, women are far less so. So yeah, there's so much of it that still remains in modern dating.
I mean, if you look at the, going back to the tribes and so forth, that was how a man visually could that was the only way he could determine, or try to determine, if she would provide good offspring, was the looks and skin. You know, she had healthy skin, then maybe she'd have healthy babies, and that's kind of all we had. But clearly in this day and age, that's not, we can go beyond that. So what do you think they need to go? Because chemistry is, we were kind of talking about chemistry to some extent from the guy perspective. So what, at least initial chemistry. So what should he do beyond that? Beyond looks, beyond what he first, like, what should he do? Like, how should he go beyond that tribal kind of response to seeing someone?
I mean, the thing is, if a man is just going to go for looks and a woman is just going to go for finance, then it's like you're competing against thousands, if not millions, of other people. There's thousands or millions of beautiful women. There's thousands or millions of successful men. There has to be more to sustain a relationship. I think, I don't think we can get away from the fact that that is the initial attraction a lot of the time. Not all of the time, but a lot of the time that is the initial attraction, and then there comes more. So a man could see 50 attractive women in a day, but it doesn't mean that he wants to date all of them. There's got to be more substance to it than that. And it's also mutual as well. She might not be interested in him, but it's like looking for, I think it's just asking themselves the question, is this what I really want in a partner? Like, is this going to be someone that I want to be with long term? Because let's face it, in the end, the looks wear off. We all get old, and also the looks, it wears off, really. At least to a point, and a guy could lose all of his finance. So there's got to be more to it than that. And I think for relationships to sustain, there always is more to it than that. Or it's a case that it just genuinely is a transactional relationship, and that works for both parties. I think it's just about being honest, I think there's just that honesty element to it, because they're both something different to the party, to the table.
When I look at, if I try to summarize it for men, like what we look for long term, the three things, it really is companionship. So there's honesty, companionship, and connection. Intimacy is really important for men. But if you look at over the years, so I've been with my wife for 18 years now, and you see we're getting older, but what gets stronger is the companionship, because we have those years together, we have history, and some good, some bad, some ugly, right? I mean, it's like we're like all relationships, but even the ugly stuff builds into that companionship. And so what was initial attraction, which I think we both had initial attraction when we met, it's actually the companionship. But that companionship is based on compatibility. It's based on a lot of other things. So instead of the episode is entitled "You Make My Ego Feel Good," it seems like we have to go beyond that ego part into what is going to be the foundation for a good companionship if you're looking for a long-term partnership.
Yeah. I think the initial question to ask yourself, if you're a man or a woman, is what am I looking for here? What do I want? Do I want a long-term relationship, or do I want a short-term relationship? Because plenty of people now just want short-term relationships, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. You can have short, medium, or long-term. I think it's just about being honest. And some people are right for each other in the short term, and they're not right in the long term. So therefore, if there's a transaction of some sort of ego, both egos being stroked, if you like, that's all right. But for a long-term relationship to be sustainable, yeah, you're right. There has to be that level of compatibility, that level of shared goals. Yeah, there's the initial chemistry and all of that stuff, but it really transcends far beyond that. And for something to go the distance. And it's not just about the length of time, right? There's also quality. You could have a 30-year marriage that's, 15 of those years you're screaming at each other. Or you can have a 10-year relationship that you love each other and in the end you just weren't right. So I definitely think time does not dictate success. Plenty of people I see are still together and they really shouldn't be. And it's sad, but they are, Or maybe it works on some level.
I think
maybe I'm projecting what I wouldn't want.
I think that quality is really foundational to it, right? It's like, I like to say any two people could be together. It's a question of how good the relationship is and however you define that good or bad. And it's, if you're dating purely based on ego up front and you haven't asked the right questions, then you might not necessarily find a very compatible or very good partner for you. You may not choose if it's purely based on looks or purely based on financial. But I think knowing that if you're looking for long-term, so we like to think that there's three buckets in dating. There's the the person that's just the player that just wants to have a short-term kind of fun type thing. There's the companion who wants the companionship, is not looking for long-term relationship, and then there's the partner who's looking for that long-term. But if you're looking for that long-term partner, then you do need to ask these foundational questions, because stuff like where do you want to live and wealth and kids and all these questions come into play if you're looking long-term. So I think we're going to wrap up here. I think that what I take from here is just being honest and asking the right questions, being honest about where you are in dating. But you still have to know what questions to ask. And I think we're going to discuss that a little bit in the next episode, choosing a high-value partner. So thank you so much, Anna, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening. To listen to all episodes in this season, visit relationshipfitness.com. There, you'll find not only a complete library of episodes, but also aligned playbook articles, tools designed to help you assess, improve, and manage the quality of your relationship, and your very own AI relationship coach to get private, on-demand coaching whenever you need it. Go to relationshipfitness.com to start transforming your relationship today for more fun and less drama.